Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today guys, of course, we're here continuing the journey of the Batman. This is the Batman Season 4, Episode 4, titled The Everywhere Man. Interesting, The Everywhere Man. Now, I didn't want to look this up because I don't want to spoil potentially a storyline or whatever, but when I read that, The Everywhere Man, I was thinking, is this a Batman villain from the comics? Because there are so many different characters they've created in the Batman comics throughout the different stories or whatever, of different villains and different people that he's went up against, or just different characters in Gotham in general. And I'm thinking, is this a character? Like, it sounds familiar, but I'm not 100% sure, because there's been times I hear a name or something said that reminds me of something and makes me go, is that connected to that? And then sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right, so I'm not really sure. But I'm excited to check this out to see if I'm indeed correct. This is a villain. I have no idea, but the Everywhere Man, interesting title nonetheless. So last episode, Clayfaces introduced us, but I can't talk today, introduced us to the original, the first actual Clayface from the comics, because of course they had Bennett be Clayface in this continuity, and they finally, after all this time, introduced us to the original Clayface, which is really interesting. And at the end of the episode, kind of implying that he wasn't cured. Now, it seems Bennett may have been cured, but him not so much, because Joker even said, well, you know, I think you're a little soft in the head still, basically implying, I don't think the cure actually worked on you, because that was a whole crazy sequence at the end there, the third act essentially of the episode, where the other two Clayfaces going off against each other. Somebody made the comparison of, like, it's like Carnage versus Venom or whatever from Let There Be Carnage, which is kind of interesting, because essentially Bennett was a villain, what ultimately became a villain, and then, turned to good, and then going against a version of himself, essentially. And I like the fact they had two different colors as well. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens in this episode, guys. I'm enjoying the journey so far, seeing Robin get more screen time. I'm still waiting for Batgirl. People are saying, just wait, you'll get more Batgirl. I'm like, I better, because I want more Batgirl. So anyways, let's get into tonight, guys. Let's check it out. Season 4, Episode 4, The Batman, The Everywhere Man. Let's go.
Of course, it's taken me years to put together this collection.
And just as long to convince you to give us all a peek, Marlow.
He finally steps out of the lab and away from his experiments, and suddenly it's John Marlow.
But it was worth every penny. And just how many pennies are we talking about?
The Everywhere Man?
We've got him, Batman.
No, not we. No, he does.
It's a broom closet.
Oh,
There's no way.
Check the walls, floor, ceiling.
He still disappeared somehow.
There was no way out of that closet. Silent alarm at the Gotham Museum of Art.
A second art thief? Or a second chance?
Second chance, probably. Just laughing at the fact, oh, I'm stealing this.
There won't be any encore performances tonight.
And what makes you so sure?
Because this time it's 2 against 1.
Numbers can be deceiving.
I like that
And
response.
so can I.
Didn't hear him coming? Okay. Seems there are two of them.
Oh, Batman.
There are multiple of them. Okay. Uh-oh. How did he disappear like that? And there's multiple?
He took the paintings off the wall.
Master Bruce, have you been at this all night?
I mean, he has to. It's a mystery. What the hell's going on?
So you're saying...
He's the Everywhere?
I've known John for years. He's a good man.
You might not.
And has the perfect alibi.
I have to hope that any further evidence we uncover will only prove his innocence. Let's revisit the crime scenes.
Who can resist a mystery? You want to see the closet for yourself.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah. Leading him to the closet.
Readings are coming in, Master Bruce.
Nothing, it seems.
Interesting.
Oh.
We're picking up traces of low-spectrum radioactivity in...
I'm worried about you.
Really?
Worried.
Something's different, John.
Scared of a little social competition? People change. I apologize.
Well, they also mentioned he was in a lab, or he works in a lab or something.
Truth is,
It's
I
all
have
over
been
him.
alone
With that
over
stuff,
the
whatever.
Marlowe's company's been conducting experiments in quantum theory.
There's experiments going on.
which
Something
explains
happened
why
to
he's
him.
radioactive.
You track the other. And be careful.
Please don't say it.
Fine. Go.
The Everywhere Man. But there's multiple, so be careful. Oh.
So what happens now, Marlowe?
There's a much simpler explanation. And it's right
What?
behind you.
Another one? Exactly. He's cloned himself? It seems? Oh. Okay, this episode just went really crazy. Holy crap. Oh no.
Going up?
This is weird. This is crazy how this just turned. Wow.
You've been expected. Welcome, Batman.
So who's the original?
Waiting for you. Batman's in custody, but his partner may already be in the building. What's our priority? Securing the prisoner.
Okay, so my broom theory was way off.
Way off. I didn't expect this.
And replicate another me. My energy duplicates can split at will.
Which is how you escaped from the broom closet.
Sleight of hand, I know. Yet effective.
He can duplicate anything.
Please, sit down.
Oh, they have to go to the bathroom at some point. How many are there? My God.
Inside.
Okay, he's an idiot because there's nobody actually in there. At least it's not Batman. Oh no. Ooh. Exactly, stopped you.
You're not Batman.
No.
I was copy number 1. Sometimes
This ain't even the original guy. That's crazy.
Johnny may be a brilliant scientist. Enough with the art collection. All this power and we're only stealing paintings.
You can do a lot more with that.
Who cares about art? Look, if you can't handle things, I will.
They're all taking over. Oh,
See?
send them away.
Free will.
And you keep your collection close at hand. John Marlow's in this building, which is all I wanted to know.
Attention, everywhere, man. The Batman
Everywhere,
is
man.
in our
All of
building.
you.
You know the drill.
How many duplications?
When all
Holy
is said and
crap.
done, he is but one man.
This is crazy. Did this guy figure this out? Exactly. Taking on a whole army like nothing. Dude. He's kicking so much ass.
How long do you really think you can last? It hardly matters how many of me you break.
This is
And will they all
insane.
smell as bad as
Ooh.
you?
There you go. That's a crazy visual.
Yeah, but what if I'm not just one more?
Oh my God, multiple Robins.
Check out my army.
Can we get a Batman army? Oh, that'd be too overkill.
Better, now that you're here, partners.
This is so crazy. The visuals is so crazy.
There's a reason a prototype's only a prototype.
Oh.
Sometimes it takes an upgrade to get things right. Your duplicates are unstable. One
Shit.
solid punch, and poof.
Damn. Come on. There you go. Ooh.
Just run out of reinforcements.
But the battle's over.
No.
Only a matter of
Nope.
time.
What's copy number 1 gonna do with so many of you? Where could he
Exactly.
hide a few hundred Marlows? And how can
Exactly.
he stand the competition? You'll all cease to exist.
What
Get
if the
rid of you.
Batman's right?
He is
Don't
right.
listen to him. Keep fighting. If one of us survives, we all do. Then you won't
Yep.
mind if I'm the one surviving.
Uh-oh. Now they're turning on each other.
Context. You want him to recall all of us? Now that's a plan. We can't let him use it. No.
It's getting too
Stop.
confusing.
Don't make me do it.
He did it. And, yep.
I'll create another army of everywhere men.
With the same result.
Same result.
I'll recall it. Part of me always wanted to be more like that other Marlow. Confident, cool.
You've spent too much time locked away with your art collection and science project.
Lucy locked away he
Out
was.
here with
What's happening here? I'm confused. What's going on? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was not expecting the episode to go in the direction it did. But I will say it actually makes sense because this show has proven that it goes over the top at times in terms of its storylines and its reveals and how crazy and fantastical it can be because it's taken from the more fantastical elements of the Batman comics and putting it into this show. It could be more grounded, and at times this show is grounded, but at times, especially like this episode and previous ones we've had in the past, it gets really fantastical and over the top and ridiculous, but in the tone and the context of the show, it makes sense. So the reveal of the Everywhere Man and how it's working and everything in regards to all these different versions of Everywhere Man and the Quantex, that device, it was really crazy how it all kind of unfolded. And I like how they progressed the episode to the point where at the end of the episode, we had multiple Robins running around, an army of Everywhere Men. It was insane. So first things first, towards the end of the episode, I started to kind of hear, like, recognize the voice a little bit, because I, of course, heard Marlow's voice in the episode, but towards the end, I'm like, that voice sounds familiar. It was Brandon Routh who voiced the character. I was like, holy crap, that's pretty cool. So I like the progression of the episode, like I said. The opening of it with the art exhibit, John Marlow, I think his name was John, but anyways, they credit it as Marlow, Everywhere Man. But there was an art exhibit, and then the Everywhere Man shows up. Bruce, of course, is there, goes and leaves, turns into Batman, and he chases Everywhere Man into a closet, and then they open the door, and Marlow's behind him. Everywhere Man's gone. And he's like, And then we go to an art exhibit with Robin a little bit later in the episode. Like, literally, like the next thing, all of a sudden, boom, Everywhere Man's there again. Now there's 2. I believe at one point there was 3. And then we see this, like, light or whatever as they're turning corners, Everywhere Men. And then all of a sudden, like, there's, like, this light before Batman and Robin can actually reach around the corners. And then they're gone. And Robin's like, I think he's turning into a broom or something. Or something's going on. Like, he's turning into something. He was hiding in some way. Like, there's no way out of the room. So he's doing this, this, and this. And Robin's, like, trying to think of something. Like, how is this possible? Bruce, of course, he's like, what the hell's going on? So what I liked is that we actually went back to the crime scenes itself. Because in this show, we normally don't go back to the scene of the crime normally to do some more investigative work. So Bruce goes back to Marlow's house, and Robin goes back to the museum, and Robin's like, well, the paintings were actually never taken. We actually have to hear a little bit in terms of telling Jim Gordon that, well, I'm here to tell you, like, yeah, like, they're actually all here. They were duplicated, because we find out later that if it's not just people, or, like, basically Marlow duplicating himself. He can duplicate anything. He duplicated a chair. So he was duplicating paintings and everything to make it seem like nothing was ever actually stolen, but I have the originals, but those are duplicates that I created. So Batman goes back to Marlow's suite or whatever, this gigantic room or whatever, his place, and checks the closet again, and there's like these like radioactive like spots, right? And then all over Marlow is that radioactive thing, because he's actually not really John Marlow. He's literally the first copy, the guy that Bruce was talking to at the art exhibit, the guy he was talking to at that point. And then the reveal, of course, that the Everywhere Man is literally all duplicates of John Marlow. And the Quantex, this device he's wearing, sleight of hand, when the whole thing went down at the beginning of the episode, when the Everywhere Man went into the closet and the door shut, he erased them. And then when they opened the door, boom, it's gone. So it was kind of interesting how we have multiple Everywhere Men and then showing the duplication process. And that's even crazier too. When one gets duplicated, that one can duplicate itself multiple times, or I guess just keep going, and then each duplication can keep creating more. And they showed that where we have Marlow, the clone one, hitting the button when Batman disappears, realizing that John Marlow, because Robin was assuming that the prisoner that he was like being led to by other Everywhere Men was Batman. I think did they even say, maybe at one point they said Batman or something, or maybe he misheard something. But he actually finds the original John Marlow, who's been locked away, because the first clone that became like a lab assistant, realized I can do so much more with this device. I can do what, you cannot, my creator. And he couldn't really get rid of him. I guess he technically could, but then his original is gone. So I guess he really couldn't get rid of John. I don't know how that would have worked if he would have got rid of John, if John would have died. How would have that worked for all the clones and everything? I have no idea. But Batman figures that out, and then, of course, Robin saves John Marlow, and then we have all the duplicating things where Robin's with John Marlow, and he has the beard or whatever. He looks way older because of that beard. But we see all of them duplicating, and then we see another one run, stop in an area, and then duplicate. It's like, this is insane. Then Robin, of course, finds a prototype of the same device on his chest, and then that kind of shows the difference of, here's all the clone Robins, and here's the original wearing the device. He hits the button, and then all of a sudden he starts cloning Robins. And I'm thinking, clone some Batmans. It would have been overkill, though. But it would have been interesting to see clones of Robin, clones of Batman fighting the army of Everywhere Men. Of course, we didn't get to see that, but it was so chaotic. And I was trying to think, there is going to be an interesting and unique way Batman can stop this. Because we saw the same thing with, was it Dave? Was that the name of it? The robot that was created by Hugo Strange at the season 3 finale, where he asks a simple question, you know my origin, you know my story. What's your origin? He's like, well, my origin's this. No, Dave, that's Joker's. No, that's someone else's. And then he literally, he couldn't compute because he wasn't actually his own self. Like Dave, like the supercomputer, the villain, basically the program couldn't comprehend answer the question. So Batman, of course, was at that typical thing that this Batman likes to do at times that makes you go, I never really thought about it that way. Going, you do realize, to all the army of Everywhere Men, you do realize that he will get rid of you. He's already proven it by deleting once, because like one even questioned him when Batman was standing there. Another clone questioned the first one and said, you know, we could be doing so much more than stealing art, and he got rid of him, deleted him. And so they started to be divided. Okay, so some Everywhere Men were like, well, we should defend the original because we have to. And then was like, no, we need to stop him because he'll get rid of all of us. If we win, then he's going to get rid of us. And all of a sudden they start fighting each other. They're going after the Quantex itself. And then he deletes all of them. The clone does, the original. He deletes all of them. When I say original, I mean the first one that was cloned, the one who was running all this. Of course, John Marlow, of course, hidden away. The original, the actual guy, he didn't do all this. But that's what I'm meaning when I say original. So he deletes all of them and he goes, I'll just get a new army again. It's like, Batman's like, same results though. You bring them all back again, they're all going to be divided once again. And that's kind of what unfolded with The Flash. Now, I'm not going to get too specific on spoilers for The Flash TV show, but there was a thing to where Godspeed had multiple clones of himself, and then they started to kind of argue with themselves essentially over, you know, what is the right decision, because, you know, we're clones, we're not actually Godspeeds. Like, should we actually believe the original? And I feel like that may be a common trope in terms of clones, to question its original, its creator. But I like how we had all this stuff going on and I just didn't even think about it. But Batman's like, you do realize if you defeat me and everything, you stop me, eventually you're all going to be called back. Because he said, what could be done with hundreds of Marlows, hundreds of Everywhere Men all running around? I guess you could take over the city if you created as much as you wanted. But at a certain point, there would be no true leader, no true, like, leading of all these Everywhere Men. Eventually, there's going to be a huge divide. So I like the fact that that question was posed. And then it seems he's getting a happy ending at the end, because he found something technology-wise, a device, the Quantex. I think it's called the Quantex. I've been saying that. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. And he found a way to clone himself. But he's off kind of scot-free in a sense. I mean, I don't know how much blame he should get, though, but he found a way to do this and clone himself, and then the clone turned on him. And they're creating all these clones of himself and caused all the mayhem. But in return, the original, like, basically gives away everything that he had, gives away all of his collection, because a lot of it's tainted in a sense. You know, how long was John Marlow, the clone, out and about on his own? Now, they said like he was hidden away or whatever, he just now recently resurfaced or whatever, so maybe not for long. But how long could he have went on if Batman and Robin didn't figure out what was going on, if they really didn't investigate? How long could have the clone went on as Marlow, pretending to be Marlow? I'm not really sure. But I liked how they really progressed the episode. Once again, I'm like, I didn't say it in the reaction, but I'm like, where's Batgirl? Then again, people said, just wait a little bit, you'll see more Batgirl. I'm like, come on, more Batgirl. But I really enjoyed the episode. I cannot wait to see what happens next. I really enjoyed the mystery of it and the reveal and just how they went about how bonkers and how over the top the episode is. And I gotta give them a round of applause, because it was fun shit. It was really fun. So what do you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts, guys. Whatever thoughts you have, please let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.